song? What song do you want to? Are we doing a song? Are we? Maybe we're not. I don't think we are. Okay.
We're off the hook.
But you might call something anyway.
Let's start the new live stream. That's who we're staying. Is it 10:50? It is 10:50. Let me engage the high-end. That looks like it's happening, but all lines will be. Yeah, it's a little different because usually we have, whatever the sanctuary is sharing as that full screen, and then along the bottom, the attendees are in their little boxes along the bottom. It's not like that now on our website yet. We checked it. That's right. It's happening, but it is not happening on our website.
Oh, okay.
No. There they are. Hello. Good morning. Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. It's another Sunday. Good morning. Good morning to you. I don't know the rest of the words to that song, but I'm going to make them up as I go along. So good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing today? Good morning to you. Hi, Ken. Good morning, good morning. I see Ethel and Mike. Hi, online today. Good morning. Remember those walls I built with love that tumbled down, when there was no reason to fight, and joy rushed in with a sound. Once I fully let love in and released all of my doubts, I was standing in the new undertaking, infinite remaking. I affirm and claim my joy everywhere I'm looking now. Love, beauty, and peace replace. I'm surrounded by a halo filled with joy and amazing grace. I have everything I need and more right within my inner space. I'm surrounded by a halo, and with prayer won't fade away. My halo. standing in a, hey, standing in a halo.
Thank you for being here live in person. Thank you to all of our friends on Zoom and all of you in the future on YouTube, Facebook. We love you.
Good morning, good morning. I'm giving the sound table fits right now because I'm talking and singing on the same mic.
Right.
We're going to fix that for later.
Right.
Good morning, how are you?
Good. A lot going on today.
There's a lot going on, period. So I'm Misa Malone. I'm the music director here at Unity San Francisco. This is Tyler Kruger, one of our lovely prayer chaplains. And we are filling in, everyone holding our senior minister in love and joy and peace and wholeness, who is not with us today. Today is a cause for celebration. Today is a cause for easiness that is happening in the world outside of this service. Right. The last time we met, we were talking about Uvalde. And just last week, there was yet another. It's unending. It's painful. We need to do and be better. Mm-hmm. We need to do more. We need to stand in what we know is true, that we are all connected. We are all part of a much. There is a way to end it. But we all have to be of one mind and of one accord.
Right.
Radiating love and wholeness and peace so that these people who think it's okay to do these things to innocence, no, it's not okay to do these things to innocence.
And so part of what we teach in the Unity movement, we have these 12 powers. One of them is the power of faith. So even when I don't see how, and we say, but there's this, there's governmental officials, there's all these reasons, but I say with my faith, let a way be shown so that we can come together and love one another and put down these weapons, this insanity that has afflicted our consciousness. So even when, this is what I do, when I look at the problem, I say, where can I plant all of this? Yes. So, we just acknowledge the pain and the sadness on so many sides, and praying for help for our country and for ourselves. Now, how to transition, how to say that we have a very special Sunday service prepared today. We are celebrating Reverend Deanne's ordination 2 years ago. Her life too.
For a long time.
For a long time. She has now been chosen, selected as the senior minister of Unity in Marin. So we are celebrating her journey and her commitment to this movement, to this Unity teaching. And this is her last Sunday at Unity San Francisco as our wonderful associate minister.
Really clear, this is her last Sunday at Unity San Francisco as our associate minister.
Right.
She'll be back.
She'll be back. Still involved, still us doing things together, Unity San Francisco, Unity. Room for the sadness or the acknowledgement of a chapter closing and a chapter opening. So we, in this teaching, we do our best to never hide from emotions, to make room for both.
There is no constant but change.
Right, we can be dynamically both at the same time. So we are so happy to have this wonderful Sunday morning to celebrate Reverend Deanne.
And in honor of Deanne, every single song has been either part of the Deanne's best, has been specially selected because they are Deanne's favorites or have special significance for us, for Deanne. So it's going to be a great service. And we have
Reverend Elizabeth is going to lead us in opening prayer. Come on up, and we'll start with song and with prayer.
So let's open. Let's open to the idea of prayer as change, and open to this song.
God has been my one desire. God is
Spirit has set my soul free and to see.
I had a revelation
One day while I was in prayer,
I had a revelation.
I became so aware. My love for God was ever so true. I discovered God loves me. I'm alive.
God made me to reveal its holy face. I am the hand of God everywhere I go.
And who I am matters to the Most High. I am a place for God. That's why I'm alive.
Was in prayer,
I had a revelation.
I became so aware. My love for God was ever so true. I discovered God loves me and needs me too. Now I know why I'm alive. I had a revelation.
I am the arms of God.
I had a revelation.
I am fulfilling God's will.
Had a revelation. I am the Lamb of God.
I had a revelation.
I live as the grace of God. I lived for God was ever so true. I discovered God loves me and
I had a revelation. I am the hand of God. I am a place. I am a space. You are me. I am you. We are. We are. We
Let's take that in. The power and the revelation of that song. And we are hearing the voice of that inner teacher. We say yes to listen. We say yes to the peace. And we say yes to the power.
Yes.
Our hands. God needs our hands in this world. God needs our hands in this world. We are awake to that. We are ready for that. We are willing for that. And as we say yes, we make, because love is our path.
Yes. Yes.
And with that love, power supports us. Spirit supports us. Here and now and everywhere. And as we step out in faith, saying yes, to this and to each other. And so it is. Amen.
So it is. Thank you, everyone, for practicing together the knowing of faith, the knowing of love. There's a variety of ways for you to join with us. We have every Sunday morning a beautiful sound meditation with Reverend Elizabeth. It's at 10:15 Sunday mornings right here, and you can also join us in Zoom to join. You can join on Zoom for Peace in the Midst at 12 noon on Monday through Friday. I also want to draw your attention to the Sunday Bulletin. If you don't have a Sunday Bulletin, please raise your hand. One of our beautiful ushers can bring you a Sunday Bulletin. There's a connection card, spiritual connection card, in which we just ask you to let us know who you are and how you found out about Unity San Francisco and whether or not you're a member. And really important with this, if you're not a member and if you're a first-time guest, please let us know. We'd love to send you, so let us know if you're a first-time guest. And we're going to return to the spiritual connection card a little bit later in the service. We're going to be having our community song, but I just want to invite everybody who's joining with us online. If you're watching live, go to the website, click Spiritual Salon, join us in the Zoom room, because right after this community song, we're going to have a moment of meeting and greeting. For those of us that are here in person, please ask your friend if they're comfortable with a hug, whatever degree of those who are joining us online. So now, I invite you to stand as you're willing and able. Let's sing together, "We Shall Be Known."
We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. It is time now, it is time now that we thrive. It is time we lead ourselves into the well. In this great tourney we shall learn to lead in love. We shall be known by the company we keep, by the ones who circle round to tend these fires. We shall be known by the ones who sow and reap the seeds of change alive from deep within the earth. To the well, it is time now, and what a time to be alive. In this great tourney we shall learn to lead in love. In this great tourney we shall learn to lead in love. In this great tourney we shall learn to lead in love. In this great tourney we shall learn to lead in love.
All right, we have reached our time of meet and greet. Please greet your friend and neighbors with handshakes, hugs, hip bumps, toe taps, kid and play, whatever they are the most comfortable.
Hello, everybody in Zoom. We're going to mute you guys now. It's so beautiful to see all of your faces. I love you. I wish I could hug all of you. We're going to turn this back over to Tyler.
Thank you, Reverend Deanne. Thank you, everybody on Zoom. We're going to have lots more time for social connection and gathering right after service in our community hall downstairs with wonderful hospitality food to more time to celebrate together. And we want to just moment to, in honoring Reverend Deanne today, Reverend Ken wanted to be here, but he has tested positive. And so, Reverend Ken, who thinks this Sunday is extremely important to honor you, but he is now Zooming in with us with a recording with Ken.
Hello, Unity San Francisco. I am so sad I can't be with you in person today. COVID had other plans. And Deanne, I am sorry I'm not there to give you a hug and this bon voyage in person, but this has to be the next best thing for now. So for those of you who don't know, Deanne and I have a rich history together. We met in 2012 when we were both serving other ministries. I was the senior minister in Unity of Fremont, and Deanne was the spiritual leader of Unity of Berkeley. And to be honest, both communities were struggling. We met at a group of ministers from the East Bay and people who had been in ministry much longer than Deanne and I had. And it was because we were the newbies and wanted to blow things up. We got along great. In fact, at that first meeting, we left the meeting, went out to the parking lot, and talked for another half hour. Remember, I was late for my next appointment because I couldn't leave talking to Deanne. And so in 2013, when I became senior minister of Unity San Francisco, I gave her a call and said, "What you up to?" By 2014, she was a regular guest speaker. She was platform assistant. She was doing volunteer work for us, and we carved out a position for her as a part-time bookkeeper. It was just a way to get her foot in the door and to open up new possibilities. By 2015, the position had grown. We were able to pour more resources into the role and kept expanding her hours. And then by 2016, she was a full-on assistant minister, working 20 hours a week and volunteering a hell of a lot more. And 2017 came around and she entered the field licensing program. Now, there was a lot of buildup to get her into the field licensing program and a lot of paperwork, as Deanne will attest to. It wasn't just, oh, let's just do this. There was a lot of hoops that Deanne danced through, pirouetted through, ran through, broke through, and thrived through. A lot of hoops that have great value. So the board and Unity San Francisco, each and every one of you, supported Deanne in this 3-year program as we paid for her education, her schooling, her trips to Unity Village, where she got enriched and got to meet her classmates. And at the end of that 3-year process, we got to license and ordain Deanne as a Unity minister. It was a rich and wonderful time. And, you know, being always the one who seeks more, and Deanne being a great counterpart in that, going, what else can we do? During that time, she also led our search committee for the right and perfect building for Unity San Francisco. Deanne was charged by me to form a committee to investigate what the possibilities would be and to bring back that report to the board. And they came back and told us that the ideal place would be in Hayes Valley, although there's not much real estate in Hayes Valley for a spiritual community, that we should look otherwhere too, is south of Market and some other neighborhoods. And so we launched this search going, is there someplace else? Maybe the Mission, maybe south of Market, maybe Hayes Valley. Turned out that the building we looked at first, Page Street, 2 years later, while the search still went on and we hadn't come across anything that was the right fit, Page Street was available and they had dropped the price by $500,000. And all of a sudden it looked really, really better. And so we went into overdrive, and Deanne and the community and I all worked together and said unanimously in 2019 that this is where we're moving to, 240 Page Street. And then it was off to the races, because it was also the year of our centennial, our 100-year celebration. And Deanne and I crafted this whole experience of celebrating 100 years of unity teachings in San Francisco. And it was a delight to co-create with you, Deanne. What a wonderful, wonderful experience that I will remember forever. Then right after that, COVID hit. And everything was turned around and up in the air again. And we dove in and we found new and innovative ways to do service. And we just kept moving the ball forward. Every time the situation changed, every time the rules changed, every time that something new sprung up, we would bob and weave. And it became the Bob and Weave ministry. In that time too, we also got to ordain Deanne. You know, only a few of us could be in the sanctuary when that happened. But here's a clip for those of you who haven't seen it.
Deanne, please extend your hands, palms up. Chris, please anoint Deanne's hands and forehead with this oil. Deanne, I now anoint you with this oil as a reminder and symbol of your covenant with God, your place as a minister of love and truth, and as a champion for all people. With this ritual and this ceremony, you have accepted your calling to ministry. Chris, would you now please take Deanne's stole and place it on her? I am now inviting several ministers who have been a part of Deanne's journey to ordination to join us in a ritual that is as old as ordination itself, the laying of hands. Each of these ministers has been a mentor, a cheerleader, a fellow traveler, and an ear when Deanne needed it most. They are Reverend Elizabeth Longo.
Hi.
Reverend John Riley. Reverend Paul Hasselbeck.
Hi, everyone.
And Reverend Becky Whitehead. For centuries, priests, ministers, bishops, rabbis, and sages have laid hands on those they were anointing to indicate their entry into the order and to their rise in consciousness and commitment. I now invite these ministers to symbolically lay hands on Deanne and to confer their blessing. Deanne, in the name and in the nature of the one divine power and presence, and with the authority of Unity Worldwide Ministries, I now ordain you a Unity minister.
And then that wonderful experience moved us further into 2020, 2021. By the end of 2021, though, the money we had put aside from the sale of Bush Street was out, and we could no longer keep Deanne at a full-time position. It was wonderful to have her around full-time for those 2 years, and we got a lot done. But as Spirit would have it, her new position as the associate minister in Unity in Marin opened up, and she moved in and started to thrive and grow there, and brought her beautiful spirituality to the people in Marin as well. Well, that brings us to 2022, where we get to say, adieu. We are so grateful for all that you are, all that you have done for us, all that you have brought us, and all the incredible, incredible riches that we will cherish forever. I know this is not goodbye. This is just the beginning of a new relationship. I love you, I bless you, and I look forward to what lies ahead for you and for us. Namaste.
Thank you.
Yes. We're going to have a solo with Misa and the music team. This is another request from Deanne, and the words have been rewritten by Misa Malone in honor of Deanne. Then she's going to take the stage for her talk today.
Any Dua Lipa fans in the house today? So Dua Lipa is this really, she's like the new Britney Spears, for those of us a little older. And it's like a serious pop song. Deanne has this lovely playlist of music she works out to. Dua Lipa is one of those artists. So yeah, I took a song about getting over a breakup and turned it into something for her next steps. Hope you like it. Time comes when you have to choose which path you are taking.
Left or right, to the left or right.
Mull it over, pray on it, meditate, affirming
That which is mine, that which is mine.
'Cause love flows through everything, through everything. Yes, my God is calling me to be the best that I can be, with rules 1 through 3. 1, don't forget your glow, plot your course and keep shining on. 2, know you can win, your strength shows in your faith. And then 3, keep growing strong, let love be your guide and joy be your compass. 'Cause if you're true to you, there ain't nothing you can't do. I've got these rules I follow. I've got these rules I follow. They help me be true to myself. I've got these rules I follow. And now I must take a step, my destiny is calling.
Now is my turn.
My time.
Now is my turn.
Now I'm listening to spirit, so I know the path I must take.
I walk in faith. I walk in faith.
Yes, my good is calling me to be my best, to excellence, with rules 1 through 3.
1,
don't forget your glow, plot your course and keep shining on.
2,
know you can win, your strength shows in your faith. And then
3,
keep growing strong, let love be your guide and joy be your compass. 'Cause if you're true to you, there ain't nothing you can't do. I got these rules I follow. I got these rules I follow. They help me be true to myself. I got these rules I follow. Practice makes perfect. I walk with a wide open heart. These rules I follow. I eat, sleep, and breathe it, reflect and release it. 'Cause I
got to be true to myself.
I said 1, I won't forget my glow. I stay the course and keep shining on.
2,
I know I can win, my strength shows in my faith. And then
3,
I keep growing strong, letting love be my guide and joy be my compass. 'Cause if I'm true to me, there ain't nothing I can't be. I've got these rules I follow. I've got these rules I follow. I've gotta be true to myself. I got these rules I follow. I practice to perfect divine mind alignment with
I got these rules I follow.
eat, sleep, and breathe it, reflect and release
You know, I go to Misa with these crazy ideas like, can we rewrite Halo? Can we rewrite Irreplaceable? Can we rewrite? She just shows up and delivers again and again and again and again and again and again. It's important to me that we keep our music fresh, that we keep our message relevant and impactful. And Misa, you just make that so magnificently possible. So thank you. Thank you. I'm not wearing mascara today because otherwise I'd look like Tammy Faye Baker. So you're all gonna have to bear with me as I sort of move in and out of what Tyler and Misa were speaking to, right? The joy of what is coming next and the such sadness around what is ending. So I wanted to talk to you today about what it means to answer the call. Because while I'm in the midst of answering the call to ministry, to being in service, so are you. So are you. There is a call for service to this world that is yours to do and to be and to show up as. And as we listen to what's going on in the news and these horrible, horrible stories of violence, this is our call. This is our wake-up call. Because something has to change. And it's hard to change. Because look at me where I am right now, navigating this change. It's uncomfortable, and it's amazing, and it's heartbreaking simultaneously. So as I have been navigating this for myself, and as I've been ruminating on what is happening in the world, it feels to me that there's 4 components that are necessary for us to step into and to anchor when we are knowing in your heart, and I know you know this, that there is something that you are being asked to show up as, that perhaps you have never shown up as that way before. Or perhaps it's a natural extension of something that you have always been doing, but you undervalued it. So we have 4 spaces here that I'm going to invite us into. The first is receptivity. We have to be receptive to the heart. We have to be receptive to what is murmuring to us. And sometimes what's murmuring to us is pain. That's what I hear when I look at what's happening in the news right now. The pain of this, to me, completely unnecessary violence. The pain that people are in as they grieve their lost ones, the pain that the person is in that thinks that picking up a weapon of destruction is the answer. How much pain is that person in? How lost are they in that pain? So we need to be receptive to that within ourselves too. We can't avoid it. We can't pretend that it's not there. And then we need to stand and anchor in faith. Right? And Tyler spoke to that so beautifully at the opening. It's like, Tyler, did you know that was in my talk? Faith in unity is a power. It is our capacity to know something, even when we can't see it. Our capacity to create something, even when we can't see it yet. And then the hardest part that I'm in the middle of right now is the release, right? The letting go of what was, the letting go no matter how good it was. It's easy to let go of the stuff that sucks, right? Like, I don't want that anymore. It's really easy to let that go. But how do we let go of the things that are beautiful and loving and supportive? And sometimes we have to let go of those in order for us to grow. In order for us to understand a different way to be supported, to support ourselves. And then the last piece is courage. Because let me tell you, it's asking courage from all of us. Courage to step out in a new way, courage to just say no. I know I sound like the 1980s with Nancy Reagan, right? But there is a place where we just have to say no. Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was one of the early teachers, she was called the teacher's teacher in New Thought because she taught all of the founders of all the various New Thought denominations. They all studied with her. And she has something which she calls the emphatic no. And that we have to stand in that emphatic no just as much as we stand in our ecstatic yes. Unity is all about yes, yes, yes. But if we're not saying no, we are not actually creating a space for us to truly build something new. We have to be as fierce in the no as we are in our yes. And that requires great courage. Because sometimes what we're saying no to is something that is yummy. Yeah? It's hard. So, I love this quote from Carl Jung. Your vision will become clear only when you look into your heart. Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside awakens. This is this receptivity piece. That we need to be listening to the murmuring of our heart. We need to be willing to awaken to something that is new. For me, it's a new arena of leadership that I am being called to step out in. What is it for you? What are you called to step out in? What is the next arena for you? And don't look out there in the world for it, because it doesn't exist yet. It's waiting for you to show up and make it happen. So the only place it exists is if you look within your own heart and awaken. Awaken to what that is calling out to you. And it might be pain that's calling out to you. It might be anger that's calling out to you. And that's what brings us to the next piece, which is faith. Because we can get lost in that emotional overwhelm. We can get lost in the anger and the sadness and all of that. And what we know and believe in unity is that love is always the answer. It doesn't matter what the question is. Love is always the answer. I feel so honored. I was thinking about this morning, the window that Chris and I, with Ash and Tom, sort of sponsored, and that is what is emblazoned on it. Love is the answer. So in those moments of pain, in those moments of anger, in those moments of deep frustration and powerlessness, at the root of that, underneath that, at the very center of your heart, murmuring to you always, is love. And that we are all called to be a larger expression of that love. I love this quote that faith is the bird that feels the dawn and sings before first light. That is what we are all being called to, because if we look at this world around us, boy, it does not feel like dawn is coming, does it? And yet we need to be the bird that is feeling the dawn and acting into it, choosing it again and again and again and again, so that it can become real, that we can actually, truly make this a world that works for everyone. And then we come to the place that I'm in the midst of right now, which is the release piece. And release can be so easy sometimes, and yet it can also be one of the hardest places that we step into. And as I've been navigating this emotional roller coaster that I have been on, me, emotional? Huh? What? Shocking, right? As I have been navigating this emotional roller coaster, what kept coming to mind was the story of Lot's wife. Now, I believe that Lot's wife always got a raw deal, right? Number one, she doesn't have a name, so there we are, right? Lot's wife, that's her entire existence. For those of you who might not be as familiar with this story, it is from Sodom and Gomorrah, the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, where the angels come down, and they only find one person who is actually, in their perception, like worthy of being saved. This is a really horrible story, just so you guys know. It's not my favorite story, but Lot's wife really speaks to me. So the angels tell Lot and his family that they are going to be saved, but these two cities are going to be destroyed. Now, this is something we don't believe in unity. We don't believe that anybody is past redemption. We don't believe that anybody is past being able to discover the truth of who they are. But when we look at it metaphorically, there is something perhaps that needs to be destroyed in order for that redemption to actually be made possible. So remember, we hold all of these stories in a metaphysical context. So the angels tell Lot, do not look back. Do not look back. And yet, as the family is leaving and the thunderbolts are descending and the city is literally burning, Lot's wife looks back. She glances back. And in that glance, she is turned into a pillar of salt. Told you, she really gets a raw deal. But when we look at this metaphysically, what happens in that, now, normal commentary around this moment, at least what I grew up in my Jewish conservative Orthodox faith, is that Lot's wife is a reminder of what happens when we don't have faith, when we actually keep looking back, right? And it's almost a punishment. She does not get, because she didn't have enough faith, she doesn't get to move on with everybody else. I have never understood that. Because for me, I have always understood that the reason why she glances back is because that was her home. Those were people she knew. That was her community. And to walk away without any connection or acknowledgement is to do a spiritual bypass. And in that moment, she glances back, not because she doesn't have faith, but because she is filled with compassion. And in that moment of looking back, her grief overwhelms her, and she literally becomes a pillar of salt of tears. And our tears can prevent us from being able to move forward. So there's a balance in here where we are being invited to show up in the world with compassion and an open heart, and that means that we're touched, and it means that we grieve, and it means that we sometimes turn into a pillar of salt. I have felt that way, that I haven't been able to move because the grief has just been, the idea of something else was creating such a cascade of grief. And yet, in Scripture, it says, remember Lot's wife. Those who try to make their life secure will lose it, but those who lose their life will keep it. So there's a balance here between acknowledging what it is that you're walking away from, what you're being invited to step into something new, because that is what we need to do in order to be made new. We can't hold on. We can't grasp. We can't try to fix things in time and in space. No matter how good they are, change is a-coming. So are we going to continually be looking backwards and grieving? How many of us are still stuck on stories from our past? Hurts that happened how many times ago? How many years ago? Are we still carrying that? Don't be Lot's wife. Don't keep looking back in a way that freezes you and stops you from being able to move forward. Because then you are losing your life. You think you're keeping it, but you're actually not. And as we step into this process of release, can you feel how much courage this is requiring? How much courage we are called to step into. Nelson Mandela has said, I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave person is not one who does not feel afraid, but one who conquers that fear. Actually, his quote had all male pronouns, and I changed it. Just to be honest. Nah. So how do we conquer our fear? Not by pretending it's not there, not by ignoring it, not by saying, that spiritual bypass piece. It's going straight through it, right through to the very heart of God. What is it that you're afraid of? What is it that is holding you back from stepping out? What is it that you are afraid to let go of because you think when you let go of it that you're going to fall? I am living proof that as you let go, you just get lifted higher. Right? That is actually what's possible. Stepping into something that's an even larger arena. So how can you show up for this world? How can you let go of whatever ideas, the things that are holding us back may be a situation or a person, but it can also be our limiting beliefs. What is it that you believe about the world? What is it that you believe about yourself? Do you believe that you can actually make a difference in this world? That if we actually get together, if we actually do the work internally and show up, like in How to Revelation, as the hands of God, doing the work in real time, can we absolutely get gun control in this country? I say yes. I say absolutely yes. Does it mean that we have to change? Yes. We have to let go of these ideas that say that someone else is going to do it for us. We have to stop looking back at what was before AK whatevers were allowed everywhere. We have to stop looking back and just standing immobilized in our grief. We are being invited to step in a completely new way. And that is for each of us personally in your life. You know the things you're holding on to that you really don't need to hold on to anymore. And you know the things that you love so much that you can actually loosen your grip. Because I know my fear was I was losing you. I'm not losing you. That's not possible. Because you're right here. And I know that I am in your hearts as well. And that is faith. Our faith is what allows us to move forward when we don't think we can. That love is always the answer. So I'm going to leave you with this last quote. When I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. What is it time for you to let go of? How are you being invited to show up in this world in service to something that is so magnificent and so strong and so powerful? Nothing is against you. What if you actually really believe that? Everything is working for you. Everything is working for you. Because we are being invited to lead the charge, to lead the shift in consciousness. That is Unity's mantra, that we are on the leading edge of consciousness. And that means that each of us continually have to do the work and allow what was to actually become what we might be, to embrace possibility, to embrace the truth that we are that powerful. Let's take this into our time of meditation. We love you. I love all of you.
Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. It's all inside of me. Just close my eyes and breathe and know that I am safe. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go of the shore and let the water carry you. Let go of the shore, float into the mystery. Let go, let go. Oh, 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 let go.
So breathe into this space of openness and receptivity, willing to listen to the murmurings of our heart, that deepest wisdom that is always available, always accessible. Just allowing ourselves to open into that which is greater than anything we could imagine, that infinite potential that is life itself. And from this space, this place, we just anchor love. Just feel the love. Feel it as your every molecule of your beingness. Feel it as the thoughts that you are thinking, the emotions that you are experiencing. Love everywhere, palpably present. Just feel how much larger you are than where you think your body begins and ends. Feel all that love connecting up with all the love that is everywhere present. And into this spaciousness, we just invite that still small voice to speak in ways that we can each understand. What is ours to release? What courageous next step are we being invited to activate? What is ours and only ours? Our magnificent uniqueness is being called into service in life, for the world, for ourselves, for this beautiful community. Let us take a few moments in the silence and just listen. How good it is to be still and know, to rest and trust and open, activating our capacity, our power of faith knowing that love is always the answer, knowing that whatever it is that is seeking to fall away falls away as love, that whatever is ours to do, to step forward with courage and resolution, that is happening as love. Everything we need, we already are. Breathe into that with me. Everything we need, we already are. And we embrace the revelation of our true nature, allowing what no longer serves to fall away with love, with gentleness, and with so much compassion. For in the letting go, we are renewing and reinventing and reimagining. That love never dies. It just expresses in new and powerful ways. So let go of the shore and let the waters carry you. So it is. Amen. Ashe. Peace and blessings, everyone. I love you all.
Yes. Show some love for Rev. Deanne. We love you.
What a powerful place of honesty, of example, Deanne. And the life that you live is this message. So thank you. And calling all of us to that same place. Taking a place of change and making it into a place of decision, making it into a place of power. Whatever's going on, let me take my consciousness and use my intelligence and my intellect and my intention to create a fulcrum point of change. So I want to draw your attention to the Sunday Bulletin, to this spiritual practices, the spiritual connection card. And there are 4 different options for you to put your intention in motion. If you're here in the sanctuary, it's in the bulletin. If you're online, click the button for spiritual practices. Using my intention, I choose right now, I choose to be willing to listen to the murmurs of my heart. Choosing to be willing to listen deep within. Another choice, if it rings true for you, I invite you to also be willing to activate faith and feel possibility. Before the dawn, feel the possibility of a new dawn and activate faith. Right now, I choose to be willing to release what needs to be released. And the fourth one, I choose to be willing to step out boldly in a new direction. Again, these are listen, activate, release, and step out again. So whichever of these ring true for you, I invite you to join with us. There's room for you to put in a prayer request or to write your own sentence, your own phrase. I wrote, I say yes to my new opportunities to serve. Whatever words ring true for you, letting your heart speak those words, share those words with us. The reverends will then agree with you that these things are active in your life. Setting of your intention puts it into motion, making even today a moment of power, a moment of change. Joining with Deanne, being inspired by her story, let me activate the lightning bolt of my place of choice. So these are ways that we practice together. You're going to tear this off, put it in the offering basket when it comes around a little bit later. Another thing that we do is we invite people to give of their love and of their time and talent and of their treasure to give to Unity San Francisco. And there's a variety of ways to give to Unity. One way is using your cell phone. You can text Unity SF, send that to 44321. You can click the donate button just below the video if you're on our platform, or click the donate link in the chat if you're on Facebook or YouTube. If you're here in the sanctuary, there's an envelope in the chair back of the seat in front of you. We just appreciate so much of your sharing of your treasure so that the doors remain open, the classes are still happening, and the live stream is still being recorded and broadcast out, and even on our YouTube channel to be seen by future audiences. All of this love and this teaching of self-empowerment. Now, we often have somebody share why they give to Unity San Francisco. So let's welcome up one of our new board members, John Trancatella.
Hi, everyone. I'm John, and why I give to Unity. I was thinking about the serenity prayer today. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Unity, one thing I get here is courage and my own wisdom. And I was thinking about a conversation I had with Reverend Deanne. It must have been, we were just back in person, and I was working at a place where I was conflicted, right? And I don't know exactly what she said to me, but it helped me. It was very blunt, whatever it was. She did not mince words. It was something like, well, you should be happy. Why aren't you happy? But she also, and then watching her and the way she is in the world and what she gives here, but I did leave that job, and it's all about what you were talking about, right? It was fearful. But part of that was affirming what Unity does for me. It affirms and celebrates who I am. I do not have to hide my sexuality here. I don't have to make excuses for it. And that's just one of the things. But as I look out here on you all, that's also why I give. Because you are Unity San Francisco. And those of you out there online, you are Unity San Francisco to me. So as I give to Unity, whether it is my time, my talent, my treasure, and believe me, if you knew me about 15 years ago, it's highly unlikely you would have thought, oh, he's going to be a board member at Unity San Francisco. No. Unity has been instrumental on my spiritual path, and folks like Deanne Reverend Deanne, have been a big part of that. But each one of you, when I look out, each one of you, and when I give back, I affirm that I believe in the principles of unity. And when I give of my treasure, when I actually give money, right, it affirms that I always have enough. And even time. When I give time, you know, there's a saying like, if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. I always have enough time. I always have enough time. And my talent grows as I'm stretched by the challenges and the joy that I find here. So I am very happy and honored, and I love you, Deanne, and thank you. And I'm going to say an affirmation now. I'll say it once, and then I want you to say it with me as loud as you can, all right? I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive. I give with abundant love and joy. As I give, I receive.
Thank you, John. And so, some important announcements. We always have activities, classes, events, and going on this week.
Yes, so in light of all of the horror that is happening outside, now you tell me this part because I can't remember the name. There is a march which has been created by
The survivors of the Marjorie Douglas Stoneman High School in Florida.
Yes, the survivors of that atrocity have a march that they've created. These are the teenagers, right? The teenagers organize this. This march will be happening in D.C., but it will be happening all over the country, all at the same time. And here in San Francisco on June 11th at
I believe it's 9 a.m. 9 a.m.
At the Golden Gate Bridge Welcome Center, Unity San Francisco will be meeting there and marching as a community. And basically, it's enough is enough. This is how we put action behind our faith, action behind our affirmation, that our emphatic, hell no, stop it. We're done. That's enough of babies dying. That's enough of people not being able to come home from doing menial and mundane tasks.
Right.
That's our emphatic no. Please join us 9 a.m. that day. If you can't be with us, please hold space with us. Send us your love. Send us your prayers. I know Kate, Mike, Ethel, all of my loved ones on Zoom. Hi, I love you. Send us all your love. Send us all that you can, and we will walk and affirm in your place. That's at 9 a.m. on Saturday, June 11th.
Yep, the 11th.
The 11th. And then next, where are we? Elevated yoga. So Dr. Rain O'Connor, didn't know I could do that. Dr. Rain O'Connor is back, and she's doing elevated life yoga here in the sanctuary on Tuesdays from 5 to 6. Since you're coming to that, you might as well stay. There's something happening after that. So every Tuesday, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m., right here under the beautiful ceiling and with your fellow loved ones here from our community, come and get right.
Yes, yes.
Yes.
We always have the spiritual salon right after service. So if you're viewing with us online, go to the spiritual salon Zoom room for conversation and dialogue about what was inspiring in today's service. Today, it's going to be led by Mark Litt, one of our wonderful friends in Detroit, Michigan, is leading the spiritual salon in the Zoom room after service today. And then we also have a class with Dave Kuperberg, one of our licensed Unity teachers. This one is on wholeness and healing. It's going to be on 5 different Sundays, June 12th through July 10th. And it's at 1:30 after the service, 1:30 to 3:30. Now, one of the beautiful things is that this is one of the classes that is offered by Unity Worldwide Ministries. It applies toward SEE credits. One of the things that we are so proud of here at Unity San Francisco is leaning into that becoming a licensed Unity teacher or a reverend, and then these people go out and continue blessing the world. So, ask Dave Kuperberg questions, ask me questions about this upcoming class on Sundays, Wholeness and Healing.
Yes, and we have a blessing that we say for our children. We have a couple of children, actual little people, in the house today. But we also have the children in our hearts.
Yes.
We have the children who did not survive the most recent atrocities, that will live with survivors' experiences and challenges. We have their families. We also have the children that are in our hearts and the children that we used to be.
Yes.
And we have an affirmation that we want to say for every child. I'll say it once, I'll invite you to know it with me. You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are. Can you know that with me? Yes.
You are God's perfect expression of divine life. We see you and we love you exactly the way you are.
And so it is.
So it is. So, we have one more special moment. Let's invite Reverend Deanne to back up here. We're going to do a blessing, and I want to invite the prayer chaplains and the board members that are here. We're going to circle around Deanne, just like in that ordination that we did 2 years ago. I want to invite all of you in the audience also to reach your hands out. I want to declare that we are the priesthood.
Yes.
All of us are the priesthood. As we gather around Deanne, as we bless her, I will say this affirmation once, but then we're going to say it together as we lay hands on our beautiful sister, knowing the divine calling that is her life. And we, with gratitude, thank her for the time here, and we bless her in the journey of ministry ahead. So I'll say it once. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. Let us say this together. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. So it is. And now our final song, come to your feet. Let's stand as you're willing and able. Stay on the stage. Let's sing together our closing song, which is The Next Step is Mine.
The next step is mine. The next step is mine. Put one foot in front of the other. Love my neighbor and love my brother. Moving all along just a little bit further. The next step is mine. Well, there ain't one train that's gonna take us to glory. No. The next step is mine. And it's step by step till the end of the story. The next step is mine. It might be 2 steps up and 1 step back. The next step is mine. But we keep on moving and that's a fact. The next step is mine. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. The next step is mine. Next step is mine. Oh, I'm gonna put 1 foot in front of the other. I'm gonna love my neighbor, love my brother. I'm moving all along just a little bit further. Next step is mine. And we won't be alone. There's a great big chorus. The next step is mine. I'm following the steps of the ones before us. The next step is mine. If we don't give up, then we won't be defeated. The next step is mine. Gonna treat everybody like we wanna be treated. The next step is mine. 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 I'm gonna put 1 foot in front of the other. Love my sister, love my brother. Move it all along just a little bit. The next step is mine. Next step is mine. Next step is mine. I'm gonna put 1 foot in front of the other. I'm gonna love my neighbor, love my brother. I'm moving all along just a little bit farther. 'Cause don't you know the next step? Yeah. I said her next